Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Man Blitz. I'm Jake Lynch. WNBA's back. You excited?
Hey, Chicago Sky might have a super team. But what's up, guys? I'm Micah Huff. Julio Jones might not be in Atlanta anymore. Baltimore Ravens, the Colts, Patriots, and the Niners might make a trade for him. But I think if the Ravens get Julio Jones, it's over, man. The Chiefs, Browns, done. AFC goes to the Ravens.
Hey, I like the Niners, though.
Hey, it depends if they got that handsome guy at quarterback or if they got Trey Lance. I don't know, man.
Hey, but Jimmy Garoppolo's going to overthrow him anyway. So who doesn't even matter who's that quarterback?
Yeah, one overthrow Trey Lance is in, bro.
This is another Super Bowl situation, man. All these overthrows in the Super Bowl, man. But this is Man Blitz podcast. Make sure to subscribe to Man Blitz on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on, man.
We're everywhere.
Make sure to download those episodes. Hit that plus button right next to the episodes. Your Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Hit that 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Make sure to follow us on social media. Man Blitz, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We've been more active on there, so that's good news. And then we got a great interview for you guys today.
It's not a BHS alum, I promise. It's somebody from Rockford this time.
Not a Mullenberg guy. We got Zack Pearson of BearReport and 24/7 Sports. Covers the Bears. He went to rookie minicamp, so it was good to get that perspective of, ending the Bears season, the off season. The draft was hectic for him, so that's why we couldn't get him on earlier. So it's good to finally get him on now. It was one of our best interviews, I think. It was good. And we talked Bears,
thin crust pizza.
Thin crust. Talk Justin Fields a lot. Talk all these rookies. So it was a good interview overall. So, hey, we got some good interviews lined up. But Zack Pearson, good dude, man. Hey, you got anything else for the people?
Hey, this is the last day to get a shirt. Go in, fill out the Google form. The shirt's crispy. Hey, the white ones are clean, though. Check it out.
Yeah, I didn't even know we had a white option before we started this. But I might have to get a white
Got
option.
new things.
Hey, we innovative. Hey, 6-Man Blitz shirts, hats coming too? Soon, coming soon. Hey, but now let's get into the interview.
Touchdown Bears! No way!
Fires, yes! The Bulls lead 87-86.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Now let's welcome on Zack Pearson of BearReport and 24/7 Sports. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, so we're going to start off with some journalist questions, moving to the Bears questions. Are you ready?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
All right, so let's start off with the first question. What ultimately made you become a sports writer/reporter?
Pretty much my love for sports growing up. I played numerous sports: soccer, basketball, baseball, golf, tennis, and I just kind of always had a love for sports. And I was always that kid, as nerdy as it sounds, that I didn't mind doing a 10-page paper, and it was even better if I could do it on a topic I liked. So I kind of just put two and two together, and just always liked to write and figured, hey, maybe someday I can actually get paid to do this, and kind of just dove right in and busted my ass and kind of just put it all together. And I had some breaks here and there, but it's been a crazy ride, to be honest. But it's just my love of sports, I'd say. And then also it's not a love for writing, but it's just, something that I like to do.
Yeah, I feel you on that because, when we, grew up reading books, I never read any other book besides sports books. So that's just love of sports.
Yep. That's a lot of people too. And I was the same way. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'll take a 10-page paper over a math problem any day.
Yeah. I always joke, I joke with my friends, there'll be a math problem that comes up, and I'm always like, that's why I became a writer, not a mathematician, because I cannot figure out math at all.
A calculator for that.
Right. And a cell phone too.
Exactly.
Now, so what are some of the best parts and challenges of working in your field?
Yeah, I think the best parts are, the people you meet, whether it is, athletes or other reporters, not even covering your own team, but, covering other teams too. I know a lot of people on other beats, whether it be people on the Vikings, the Packers, stuff like that, or even, Tampa Bay. It's cool the people you meet. And then also when you get interactions with athletes too, it's you know, you don't always have to talk to them about sports. You can talk to them about like their personal life. And that's kind of like what I try to do as well, is like, I'll go up to someone, and whether it's an athlete or reporter, I'll just like chit chat about other things other than sports, you know, like how's it going? How's the family? You know, some athletes love sneakers. If you can like talk to them about that, food. Daz Newsome is a great example.
Daz Newsome Waffle House was about to bring
I've seen that.
That is a great example of someone that's like new to a city and asking reporters for advice. And I'm sure, you know, I know we were all refreshed because, you know, I speak for myself, but like you do ask a lot of sports questions, but also talking about personal stuff, lives, you know, things that's going on is fun too. And I think that was just awesome. So I think the interactions you get to have with other people is probably one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah, you got to send him to Giordano's and Church's Chicken, Harold's
Right?
Chicken. You got to get him right.
Yeah, right. He had some good suggestions out there.
All right, so let's talk about like your journey a little bit. How did you end up being a Bears reporter?
Yeah, so I did the community college route, and then I went to Columbia College downtown Chicago. And back in like 2009, I started a sports blog. Just kind of was just writing about Chicago sports. I got into, you know, I grew up a North Carolina fan, as it is, football, basketball, baseball, and I, you know, joined on with a North Carolina site, and then getting into like college, you know, I did that stuff on the side to kind of, it didn't really make a lot of money. It was just like, you know, just a little extra cash I could just start building. You know, and I worked at, I'll say this, I worked at a newspaper back in Rockford as well, doing high school sports. And that was probably my real first like entry into the newspaper business. And that was back when like newspapers were just first starting to kind of like fall back a little bit in the age of blogging. I'm sure you guys know what Bill Simmons is.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of like the godfather of sports blogging, like in the early 2000s, kind of brought it, you know, across the timeline. And that's kind of, you know, 2007 to 10 is kind of the area where like newspapers started to fade and blogging was starting to take off. Multiple sites were just skyrocketing. So I saw that when I was at the newspaper in Rockford, and I was like asking, can I do as much web stuff as possible? Like, can I do, you know, stuff on the website? Can I do prep sports, like write stories on the website? And they gave me a chance. And, you know, I would say asking, you know, some advice I like to give is just do more. Like, you're always going to have something to do, but try to do more. Always ask to do more and kind of get out of your comfort zone as well. You know, I did stuff like politics. I did before it was all crazy. I did like I would take like property sales for the newspaper and like round those all up, which was, you know, boring, but it was experience and extra hours. In terms of getting to the Bears out of college, you know, I asked the 24/7 Sports for the Bears, like, hey, can I just write? And I wrote for free for a couple months, and then it kind of turned into something where he's like, hey, I have a credential, I can get you into the game if you want to join me on Sunday. So I was like, yeah. And then when he left, like, there was a spot, and I think my bosses saw that and were like, well, we got a guy ready to go. We don't have to do an outside hire. He's familiar. He knows what to do in the system. So I actually got really lucky. I will say I did work really hard, but I also got really lucky with the timing too.
Yeah, and this field is about who you know too.
Exactly. That's what I tell everyone, man. That's why I say meet as many people as you can. Like, you know, don't be scared to like go up to people, talk to people, introduce yourself. Like there's always going to be a new guy on the beat. And I tried to meet as many people as I could with the Bears, with other teams, just to kind of build connections, even, you know, other sports too. So just always build those connections.
Yeah, we definitely gonna keep in touch with you after this.
Yeah, for sure. For
that connection.
Right.
But shifting more into let's talk about the Bears. What did you think about Justin Fields at 11?
Man, I think they got a steal. I really think going into this, he was my QB2. I thought it was him and Trey Lance were kind of neck and neck. I did like Zach Wilson. I think Zach Wilson had a great pro day. But I thought, man, Fields has that pedigree. And if you go back and look, one of the biggest things with Mitch Trubisky and Deshaun Watson in that 2017 draft was everyone wanted to say, Deshaun Watson did on the national stage. He took down Alabama. He beat them in the national championship. He's beaten quality teams. And Mitch lost to Duke and North Carolina State. Duke's a basketball school. North Carolina State is not really a great football program. They're pretty good. But, he never really beat anyone, that was really good. And in fact, their first game of the year was against Georgia. And I believe it was the Jacob Eason year. And they were leading in that game and they kind of fell apart. But everyone said, Watson did that. And now for the Bears, it's like they got a guy that took down Clemson. They got a guy that, he – say what you want about that national championship game. Alabama was winning no matter what. They're just that damn good. But
they had everybody get drafted on offense like that.
Exactly. And Justin Fields, he held his own. I mean, he was hurt in that game. And, I just think the Bears struck gold. And I really do think Justin Fields is going to be really good. So the thing is now everything kind of had to fall into place for them. I mean, you're talking like Lance had to go 3. The Broncos had a pass on a quarterback. Carolina had a pass on a quarterback. Detroit, I thought, was a team that could have taken a quarterback. They had a pass on one. And then you had to find the right trade partner. And everyone said, leading up, Dave Gettleman does not trade.
He never traded back before. Yeah, that was the
never
thing.
Traded back. And guess who trades back? Dave Gettleman. And the other thing to know –
Twice, too.
Twice, yeah. And the other thing to know, Philadelphia jumped ahead of the Giants into Dallas' spot. So 3 NFC East teams involved pretty much in those 2 trades, and that just kind of put the door wide open. Now you got your guy. The key thing is you have to develop him. I think Justin Fields has enough talent to go out there and be successful, but if he's not fully developed by this staff, he could struggle. Overall, though, I love the move. I'm so glad that they took a quarterback because now I get to talk. No offense to offensive linemen. Like Kevin Jenkins is a great guy. Larry Borum's great. But it's so much more exciting talking about a quarterback.
Exactly. And it's like the Bears never really had a great quarterback. And so it's kind of like, this is perfect. It's literally right now.
First guy that comes to mind is Jay Cutler as the best quarterback we've had.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, I'll say this, watching Justin Fields over the weekend, I've been to Bears training camp since like 2006 with, some with credentials, some without, some as a fan. And there's only one quarterback that I've seen that can actually spin the football like this and put it on the money. And that was Cutler. And I'm not saying Cutler was great or anything like that, but like you could tell Cutler had the arm talent. You could tell Justin Fields has the arm talent. Like it's just it's insane.
Yeah, and with all the interviews he's having, I really like his character. He's out there. I'm going to do everything to be the starter. Yeah. Like, I like that.
Confident. He's very confident in himself. And, that's what you want in a young quarterback.
Yeah, so he was just talking about Justin Fields doing everything to start. When do you see like a timeline for Justin Fields starting? Because it's weird because like Herbert last year, he got in right away, but that was because Tyrod got hurt. And it's like it's like nowadays, it's like everybody's kind of like ice the quarterbacks. And it's like, when do you see him kind of starting?
Man, so I can see him starting week 1. I think if you look, week 4 and 5 is kind of that sweet spot, I'd say. It's just going to be, Matt Nagy said everyone's going to know. And if I'm Matt Nagy, my personal opinion, if Justin Fields is tearing it up in training camp and he looks great, I'd have a hard time looking at my team and looking at those veterans and saying, we're going with Andy Dalton week 1. I would
and it's like he kind of has like 3 preseason games now too to show him. Yeah. He definitely playing more than Dalton. So
Andy has a full offseason. Now, if this was last year with the weird offseason, no practicing until training camp and no preseason,
different story.
I'd say totally. I'd say like week 8, week 10. I could see Dalton starting week 1. I could see Fields. I know it's kind of a cop-out answer, but I would say the sweet spot is 4 to 5 if he doesn't start week 1. I'd be shocked if we went to like week 10 and Fields wasn't the starter, and now if Andy Dalton for some reason is just on fire,
the red rifle.
That's a different story.
That's very minimal chance of happening.
Yeah, but no, I like the pieces we have around Fields. It's a good spot for him to succeed. But I'm with you. I'm starting him week 1.
Yeah.
But let's move away from quarterback. Who is somebody else that you see that could have a breakout year for this Bears team?
Do you want like a rookie, or do you want maybe a veteran, or do you want?
I mean, you've been there during rookie camp. So, I mean, a little bit of both maybe.
Yeah. So I'll give you, I'll go with the rookie that I think, Tevin Jenkins is obviously a guy that a lot of people got their eyes on. Larry Borum's another guy, and also Daz Newsome. I really like what Thomas Graham can do because I think he's a guy that, if he didn't sit out last year and opt out due to COVID, he probably would have been a late day 2, maybe early day 3 pick. And what's so good about Graham is he's going kind of into a good situation. He's a guy that can play on the outside, and he can play in a slot. He can force takeaways. He's aggressive. He kind of fits that mold of what Sean Desai wants with his defense. A tough corner that can kind of play anywhere. And if you listen to Sean Desai, you listen to any of these position coaches over the last year, they've said on the defensive line, secondary, we like guys that can kind of move around and play different spots. That benefits Graham because opposite of Jalen Johnson, you have a question mark. You have a couple guys in Trufant, Trey Roberson, Artie Burns, the guy a lot of people forget about, Duke Shelley and Kendall Vilder that are fighting for a couple spots. So say Graham loses out on the outside spot, he could slot into that nickel role. So there's kind of two spots he can kind of fight for. I like what he did in rookie minicamp. I love what Dez Newsome did. I think he's going to be a really –
He's going to be another Mooney?
Yeah, I would say
Taylor
not.
Ramsey's
Maybe
father?
maybe not right away. I think he's a guy that maybe, because I do think Anthony Miller's coming back. He can sit and learn from Anthony Miller and earn reps on special teams and then take over the spot in the following year. But maybe a veteran guy who I kind of like. I'm trying to go through the offense. That they're pretty much set. I would say defensively, I think you look at someone like Duke Shelley, someone like Kendall Vilder in the secondary. There's an opportunity for them. And, I do think both of them had their moments, good and bad, last year. You got to look. I mean, both of them were pretty much rookies. Shelley was in his, third year, I want to say, or second year, but he really didn't have any experience. So it was kind of like being thrown into the fire there. Same with Vilder. He really didn't have a lot of experience as well. And I thought they played, better than what people think. So, I'll go all defensive back. I'll go those three defensive backs as ones to kind of keep an eye on.
Yeah, I like those picks.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Mooney to take that next step and be the receiver too. He could have another good year.
I think he can. Yeah, I mean, I think he had such a good year last year. We shouldn't be shocked at all if he takes off, this year.
And hopefully Cole Kmet can take that step.
Yeah, that's actually going to be one of the key ones. He played a lot better last year. He's got to, towards the end of the year, he's got to now carry that into this season and do it for what now? God, I almost said 16 games, 17 games. It's still hard to get used to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be weird. But so we're talking about taking that step to that next role, like Nagy's offense. Are you a Nagy supporter? Where do you stand on Coach Nagy? 'Cause a lot of people are. It's like I feel like it's split. It's not really no one's in the middle. You have to be you like him or you don't.
I think this year is going to tell us everything because I think the offense was better under Bill Lazor last year. Now, Nagy had some calls in there, and you could tell at the end of the year, when they're still doing that jet tight end sweep thing that they love to do or hand it off. Like, no disrespect.
Cordell Patterson in
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No disrespect to Cordell Patterson, but, like, when it was third and short or fourth and short, you knew he was getting the football and for whatever reason. So I do think the offense was better under Matt Nagy under Bill Lazor last year towards the end of the year. But I do think Matt Nagy's scheme can work, and I think they got to figure out the offensive line first. If Sam Mustipher is not a good center and he struggles, that offensive line is going to be totally different because they're going to have to turn back to Cody Whitehair. They have to turn back to James Daniels and kind of figure things out. But to kind of answer your question, I do think Matt Nagy can succeed in Chicago. I just think sometimes he kind of gets into his own head. I like to not really use the phrase too cute, but like he does try to do things like at one point in the game, where you need to run the ball and get a first down. It's like, why are you pitching it to the outside or why are you throwing a screen that everyone sees coming? So
he tries to,
cold bar.
Yeah, it's sometimes he does that. And that's very irritating for fans. I will say I like him as a person. He's a super nice guy. He's always been respectful in press conferences to everyone. I just think this year is really going to be the prove-it year for him. I'd tend to lean on his side because I think he can, win. I mean, it's kind of goes back to the Mitch Trubisky thing. Like, we're going to find out. Is it Matt Nagy or was it Mitch Trubisky? We're going to find out sooner or later.
Yeah, it's kind of I feel like that's a big question. Like, was it Mitch this whole time? Was it Nagy? And it's definitely going to improve this year.
Yeah, or it could be both. Both could be bad too.
I mean, that would be something though.
Yeah, that would be so Bears. Like,
that would be such a Bears thing.
Oh man.
But I like that he's got his quarterback. He got the quarterback he wants now in this system, so hopefully it all works
Finally
out.
drafted the quarterback now. It's finally his guy.
Yeah, finally, right?
So what would you say is your Bears prediction for this season? How many wins, how many losses do you think they're going to have?
Yeah, I got them. So you can't really be 500 anymore because unless you get a tie somewhere in there.
The Jeff Fisher effect.
Yeah. The Jeff Fisher is just no more 500. So I mean, I have them. I'm high on Justin Fields. I think there's some good offensive pieces. This schedule is so hard.
Yeah,
this is a very tough schedule.
And there's no back-to-back homes, back-to-back, no road trips. It's all
I think like
you're there.
fourth time ever or something like in the modern era that's happened. Each one of those teams, I believe, is one.
Yeah, they all went to the playoffs.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
It's just it's hard because their first like 5, they can go 4-1, 3-2. I could see that. After that, man, it's just a gauntlet. And I think predicting these games is tough because what's Aaron Rodgers going to do? Where's he going to be? Because that's 2 games right there on your schedule that, if he's there, I think the Bears are going to lose both. If he's not, I think the Bears can win both.
Yeah, those are winnable games if he's not
there. Very winnable games. So I got them, I said it last week. Yeah, I said it on one of our shows. I got them 7-9 with like a max of 9 and 7, or no, what would it be? 7 and 10.
Yeah,
17 games. Yeah,
I get used to all the 17. Yeah,
it's crazy. I got them like that 7-10, maybe like 8-9 range. I think at best everything goes right. 10-7, 11-6 ish, but everything's got to go right. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be good enough to make a run in the playoffs, but I think they're going to be good enough to kind of hang around like we saw last year.
Yeah, we definitely hung around last year, and it all depends on Fields too. When does he get thrown in there? If he starts developing right away, definitely.
But I love being proved wrong. So like, if I totally have to come back on the show and eat crow, I definitely will. Because that means I get to cover a winning team, and I would definitely take that.
Oh yeah, definitely take that 9 times out of 10. All right, so what would be your Super Bowl prediction then?
Man, I think the AFC, I really like what Cleveland's doing, and I think they had a great offseason.
Yeah, they had one of the best offseasons.
Man, they had like coming in, and adding another pass rusher and Clowney, adding some good pieces during the draft. I think they're going to contend with the Chiefs, but I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes right now, especially after they went out and upgraded that offensive line.
They killed it.
Exactly.
Let's be real. If that offensive line was healthy, I think it's not a blowout in the Super Bowl last year. I think the Chiefs could win that game.
Definitely a close game.
Definitely a close game. So I think it's going to be the Chiefs. In the NFC, man, I think it depends on Rodgers too, because I do think the Bucs are the favorites, and I'd have a hard time betting against Tom Brady because
they're bringing everybody back too. That's the crazy thing.
Exactly, and AB too. They didn't even count AB in there.
Yeah, and you don't make money betting against Tom Brady. It's just a simple. So I think it's going to be a rematch. I honestly think it's going to be a Super Bowl rematch, but I do think if Aaron Rodgers is back, and I hate to say this because I'm a Bears fan.
No, don't say it. No.
I think they can. I think they could get back to the Super Bowl. I think they could get to the Super Bowl, but I'm going to put Chiefs, Buccaneers. I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to win it all.
Okay. That's a good prediction, though. I mean, besides your Packers prediction.
No, I hope I'm wrong on that.
NFC Championship loss again.
I definitely think they're an NFC contender, and I'm not as high on like Dallas either. A lot of people are high on Dallas.
Yeah, a lot of people are
Cowboys fans, man.
It's craat. Like, Prescott's really
America's
damn good. Yeah. Prescott's really good, but like, dude, their defense is still
their defense is
really
horrendous.
bad. Really, really bad.
Yeah, and they try to draft it, and it's like still young guys though. That defense was so bad last year. Like Dak Prescott was putting up 40, 43 points a game, and they're still losing. Like
insane. And a team I'd say like kind of a surprise team. Maybe it's not surprise, but like San Francisco, especially if Trey Lance is good, they're a team to watch out for.
Yeah, and they had all those injuries last year too.
Yeah, they're returning pretty much everyone.
Yeah, it's
I think Baltimore is another team. They got what they needed with the receivers. Bateman might have a good year. I think Lamar Jackson with more weapons.
Yeah, their defense is the one part what I would question, but like for me, Baltimore, it always comes down to can Lamar win in a game where he's forced to throw? And we saw that. I mean, they won against they beat Tennessee, I think.
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
And the conditions against Buffalo, those were really good. And Buffalo's pretty good, so.
Yeah, and we'll see week 2. They play the Chiefs right off the bat. It's gonna be a good game.
That'll be good. That'll be
Excited
good.
for that game. All right, so for the second part of the interview, we normally do rapid fire questions. We're gonna choose some rapid fire questions.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. Now the first one, what's your favorite sports movie of all time?
Favorite sports movie of all time? Man, it's gonna be a weird one, but I'm gonna say Happy Gilmore. I just love Adam Sandler. I love the
That's a good
old.
one.
I love the old Happy Gilmores.
All right, now who was your favorite all-time Bears player?
Favorite all-time, Brian Urlacher. Just grew up in that era.
Yeah.
Just hard to say anyone else besides him.
Everybody had a 54 jersey.
Yep.
Now you talked a little about not betting against Brady. Now you're starting a franchise. Who are you taking, Aaron Rodgers or Brady?
Right now?
No, like prime.
Yeah,
Like we can mix it up. You can go prime Brady, prime Rodgers.
God, this is probably gonna make some Bears fans mad, but like Aaron Rodgers has arm talent that I have never seen. I've seen this dude make throws, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, those are crazy.
yeah, I'd go Aaron Rodgers.
All right, now Cubs or White Sox?
Oh, man, I'm a Cubs fan, but my wife's a White Sox fan, and I do think they have a really fun team besides their manager because he's just
Yeah. Don't get me started about Lucas.
So I'm a Cubs fan to heart, but if the Whites, I don't hate the White Sox. So
Okay, that's fair.
Now this is an interesting one. It's a new one. Now you have the chance to fix 2 mistakes. All right. Would you fix D-Rose ever getting hurt again, or the Bears taking Patrick Mahomes? Bears taking Mitchell Trubisky, or Patrick Mahomes?
Oh man, God, I don't know because that I know it's supposed to be rapid fire, but man, I loved those D-Rose teams so much.
Yeah, they're so fun to watch.
I'll say Patrick Mahomes because the Bulls won 6 titles. I got to watch Jordan in his prime. I'll take Patrick Mahomes over Trubisky.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair reason.
I'm taking D-Rose every single time. Every time I see it on my Twitter feed.
I love D-Rose. I remember where I was when that happened. It's just
we're talking about that too. It's like a tragedy in Chicago. Everybody knows where they were.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like everything just stopped and everything was just silent. Even like the broadcast, it was awful.
Everybody knows where they were. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, you just talked about Jordan or LeBron.
Jordan, 100%.
Okay.
Jordan.
I like to hear.
Got one right.
Yeah. I would get booed out of the city, man. I would not be welcome back on the beat if I said LeBron.
Now, who is somebody you look up to in your field?
It's kind of an interesting one. I would say locally, I love what Adam Johns does over at The Athletic. I think him and Brad Biggs and are probably the 2, at the top of the Bears beat writers. Everyone's super nice. Everyone's super cool. But I just feel like those 2, I always read everyone's work too to kind of see, what's going on. I'd say locally, those guys. Nationally, I don't really have a favorite or someone I really look up to. I would say growing up, I looked up to Bill Simmons just because of the blogging stuff he did. I would look at I'd say Bill Simmons if I had to growing up.
Those are some good choices.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
All right, so if you could interview anybody, who would it be?
Oh, Michael Jordan, 100%. I would go Michael Jordan, and I would go number 2, Kanye West, just because I think he has some of the craziest stories.
Yeah, he would have some crazy answers.
Man, to get into his mind would just be insane.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good one.
But yeah, definitely Michael Jordan because my all-time life goal is just to meet Michael Jordan, and if I get to interview him, it means I get to meet him. So I'll take that.
All right, now the next one. You're walking down the street. It's 3 a.m. Who are you picking to fight with you in a street fight?
Anyone or
anybody?
Man, I would say, can I do this? Can I pick Mike Tyson in his prime? Okay. Mike Tyson in his prime because he's the punch is insane, and the guy I know would just go off on someone. I'd probably just be sitting back. I'd be like, all right.
All right, now, are you a thin crust guy or a deep dish kind of guy?
Thin crust guy.
Thin crust?
Let me hear it. I mean, I just don't like deep dish. Love thin
Yeah,
crust.
I'm not huge on deep dish, but I'll have it if it's occasionally, it's good. Yeah.
I had it Saturday night at a friend, a small gathering with like close friends for his birthday, and we had deep dish. And I'll eat it, but tavern style, I'll take it 110.
Yeah, definitely. Good choice.
I'll never forget the first time I tried deep dish pizza. Giordano's wrote my name on the wall after.
Oh, man.
All right, but the next one, you have 3 dinner guests, dead or alive. Who are you choosing?
3 dinner guests, dead or alive. I would definitely pick George Halas because I'd love to hear how it was starting, one of the NFL's charter franchises. I would go, let's see. I am a huge Simpsons fan. That's my all-time favorite TV show. So I'll go the creator, Matt Groening, because I'd love to hear how that kind of came about in the stories.
He predicts the future, too.
They predict the future. And, I'll say – I've said this. I'll go, man, Michael Jordan again because I just want
to. You gotta have Jordan there, yeah.
Yeah, I really want to talk to him.
Yeah, I like your answers a lot better. Some people come on here. Some of the athletes we interviewed, they come on here. They say Jesus Christ. They say Martin Luther King Jr. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, no, I like to kind of spread it out because I get my sports and I also get my TV. So
those are good choices. I like the Simpsons creator one. That's good. Yeah. All right, so for the last question, we asked everybody this: in the movie Cars, do they have life insurance or car insurance?
Oh man. It's gotta be car insurance, right? No, it's gotta be
it can go either way.
Yeah, I'm gonna say life insurance. It has to be life insurance.
Yeah, the life are cars. So I mean, it can go either way. Yeah.
What's the most popular answer on that?
Yeah, life insurance.
It's life insurance.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. You guys ever heard that Chainsmoker song where they're like Closer or whatever, and they're like in Denver or something like that. Yeah, and it's always like, is this going on now or is this in the past? And it's like you always kind of can't figure that out. So that's those questions put my brain into a place.
It can go either way though. So it's like most people have said life insurance. Like a few people said car insurance. So
somebody said health insurance. We'll never let it. Every episode we bring it up. He calls me after it too.
Okay. I think you have to go life insurance, right?
Yeah, definitely. But hey, that's all we got for you. You've been great. We appreciate you, and that was a good interview, man. Appreciate it again.
Yeah. Anytime you guys want, just hit me up. I'm always happy to give advice. I'll just say again, like work hard, bust your asses, and meet whoever you can, and just enjoy doing it too. If work is ever a stress on you, like big time consistently, that means you're not enjoying it. Just try to sit back, enjoy what you guys do, and good luck in the future.
Thanks, man.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate you.
No problem.
Hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Zack Pearson. Got some good guys lined up in the future. But it was our first reporter we had, so I feel like it was a great twist, though. And I asking him all about his journey, asking him about sports talk in the Bears. So I think that was good. But now let's get into sports talk. We're going to just talk about the NBA today. Not really much news on the NFL.
Sir.
I haven't really heard anything. But NBA, so we're going to talk about play-in tournaments, how good those have been. We're recording this before the Wizards Pacers game tonight. So
and the Warriors-Grizzlies.
Yeah, so we don't have those input on those games. And then we're going to talk about first-round preview. That starts on Saturday. And then getting NBA award predictions for us, like MVP, most improved couch potato, our own award, getting his closing remarks, and then finish with song of the week. But now let's get into the playing games. We've been blessed with some good playing games so far, and it's like I think these have been so good that next year I don't think they'll be like that this good. I think we got blessed with these. Because Warriors, Lakers, bro, like
what are the chances you see LeBron in another playing tournament game? You know what I mean?
LeBron and Curry in that, bro, they were just playing in the finals not too long ago.
Yeah, this was like an actual playoff game right here,
Definitely.
And you saw with how the Warriors came out really hot. They played great on the defensive end, and the Lakers, they had to get shocked back to life, in the second half to get back to playoff basketball because it's been a minute since they played together,
Exactly. They played terrible that first half though. They weren't making anything. Warriors.
You see that stat where the Schroeder, Davis, and LeBron were 2 for 22 in the first half?
Yeah, dude. Nobody was making shots at all.
Shit, they could have had me out there, man. But I think, next year's playing tournament, like you said, it's not going to be like this. It's going to be a little more like the Hornets, Pacers game. It's going to be games like that.
But, you got to think about it. There's only, how many games were there this year? It was, 72?
Yeah, 72.
So there was a lot of, lag to begin the year. And then, the Lakers, Heat, I mean, look at those two.
Yeah.
Heat are 60. They almost made the play-in tournament. And they were both just in a championship. They still got the same damn team pretty much.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of – and there wasn't a lot of games. So it was kind of everybody's record was close this year. So I feel look at the Wizards. They started off terrible and then had this huge run.
They went on a crazy run at the end.
Same with the Warriors, though. I mean, everybody was saying get Curry some help, Kelly Oubre, Cheeks. I mean, but this game last night or Wednesday night was insane, though.
But think about it, though. How much do you think it would have been? What kind of game would we have seen yesterday if Klay Thompson, Wiseman, even Oubre or somebody else, an extra person on the Warriors was there?
They wouldn't be a 7 seed or an 8 seed.
The Lakers, they'd be in that 8 seed.
Yeah. The Warriors, they would have been another team, but the Warriors would have been a 5 or 4 seed.
Yeah, I think. And Stephen A. Smith says all the time, Warriors, Klay Thompson, if he's healthy and Curry are together, they're going to the conference finals. Yeah, exactly. And I think so too, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, Wiseman developed how he should be because he never played this style of basketball before in this shoot basketball, in that offense where they just shoot all the time. I mean, he's going to be a good player, pick and roll, 4 in, 1, 4 out, 1 in kind of guy. But, hey, what do you think about LeBron's theory last night that there were 3 rims? You think he was bullshitting?
His ass is faking.
Bro, Draymond didn't even hit him that hard, man. Or he didn't even hit him in the eye, man.
They zoomed in on him they were oh, we got the new Jordan crying meme.
He didn't even get hit in the eye.
Bro, and I love Twitter after checking Twitter after NBA game.
Especially
they were I can't wait to see Space Jam 2 with LeBron's acting. I know it's gonna be amazing.
That was true though. He was not. It was funny though. He was I saw 3 rims. No, you didn't. You saw 1 rim. That's why.
He sold it perfectly too. He was on the bench tearing up, got the eye drops in the eyes, he's real messed up about it. But shit, nah.
Man, I think the turning point in the game was when the Warriors just kept turning the ball over.
Dude, those turnovers, 13 turnovers in the second half, bro.
20 turnovers total. And especially 13 in the second half, you can't win games like that.
Nah, you can't. And the thing was, in the beginning of the game, if the Lakers went on a small run, the Warriors would come back and get their points, and they weren't doing that in the second half, and that's really what messed them up.
Especially we were saying, we were talking about you can't take Curry out.
But you can't take Curry out, and then Draymond Green, you had to keep him in with Davis because he was playing good defense on Davis. But
yeah, it was if you take out Curry, they're screwed.
Hey, but the Warriors look good. A lot better than I expected. Yeah, Wiggins played good. I mean, and they had 3 dudes off the bench. I don't know what their names is. Tuscan Anderson or something like that.
I don't even know who that is.
But they was hooping.
They were hooping. But hey, let's shift gears to the game on Tuesday. Let's talk Celtics Wizards because no one cares about that Pacers blowout game. We'll talk about it a little later in Rookie of the Year talk. But Jason Tatum with 50 points, Westbrook not having a good game, but still looking good on paper, obviously. But that game, I think that was a good game all around by the Celtics.
Yeah, I think Kemba Walker played good. The Celtics, they're a good team, but I think that just missing Brown, But did you see what Brad Stevens said about going into the next series with the Nets?
No, yeah. I saw something. I forgot what he said though.
He said something if I'm a fan, I'm seeing there's no way the Nets can lose. And he was getting a lot of hate for it. But
you were talking I don't think the Nets can go far this year in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think LaMarcus Aldridge was a big miss. Obviously you got to take care of your health, but they need that big man because I don't know what's Jordan. Where's Jordan been at? DeAndre Jordan, where he been at?
They played the Bulls the other day. They were losing at the end of the first quarter, and obviously it's a long game, but like Bulls kept getting offensive rebounds. So when Chris LeVert is getting offensive rebounds on Blake Griffin, Kevin Durant, like there's a problem there.
Patrick Williams went off that game too, didn't he?
I've seen you got Kevin Durant like winning the opening tip-off. That's a problem. Like when he's jumping for jump ball, that's a problem. But if they had a center like DeAndre Jordan, I think they can go to Eastern Conference Finals. But like when they play the Heat or Bucks that second round
is going to be a good. It's going 7, bro. That's going to be a toss-up. I don't know because I think the Bucks, they got the defense and they got 3 stars like Holiday if he's giving you 20 a game. Middleton, if he shows up like he did last year. Last year when Giannis got hurt and they won that game against the Heat, Middleton had like 30-something. If he can play like that against his neck, because that's what it's going to take.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the Heat.
Let's get into the first round preview then. Let's start right where the Bucks Heat, because I think that's the number one matchup we got to talk about. You've been on the fence on this one. You can go either way, but do you have a prediction now? Like, are you?
All right. If I'm gonna, I love Jimmy Butler, man. This tough-nosed, hard basketball. He plays basketball like back in the day, kind of tough. And he does whatever he needs to do to win. It's not gonna, he's not gonna pile his stats. Like if he needs to get these guys open, but then if he needs to drop 40 and have a triple-double like in the finals, he gonna do that. But I'm gonna root for the Heat, but I think the Bucks are gonna win this series.
Oh man, I have the Heat, man.
I want to say the Heat, but this is the best Bucks team that Giannis has had yet.
Yeah, I think so too. But they can't shoot well though. That's the thing. Like you need to be able to shoot well in the playoffs. You can't rely on those free throws all the time. You can't rely on taking it to the rim and getting those free throws all the time.
But hey, Bam Adebayo is going to play great defense on Giannis.
Exactly.
So
that's the X factor right there. That defense.
I usually pick the underdogs, but I've been striking out with these picks lately, bro. So I don't know.
I mean, I think we're tired right now.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I know you got the Heat, so
yeah, I had the Heat because they didn't come off to a great start. They got hit with COVID, and it's all gonna come down to Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. They have not been shooting well since the whole bubble where they were shooting lights out, especially Hero, making that grin. But I think if those dudes can get hot, I think it's going to be a good series for the Heat. Yeah. But I think it relies on those two because you can't have Butler and Bam dropping 30 each. That's good to have, obviously, but that's not going to happen all 4 straight games and sweep them. It's going to be a 5 or 6 game series, possibly even 7. So you need.
I'm thinking 7, and you got to look at Dragon too. Dragon's off the bench. He was the leading guy in points last year for the Heat. So I mean, he's back healthy. So
yeah, exactly. So they've been battled with injuries, COVID. So the Heat have been playing good now. So watch out, Milwaukee. Hey, Clippers, Mavericks next. Oh, I got the Heat. You got Bucks. Clippers, Mavericks next. We know you've been high on the Clippers all year.
All year, man. Last year too.
A lot of news about them tanking.
I mean, look at it as each year you want to set yourself up going into the playoffs. You want to set you up for the best path possible for you to get where you want to go, right? Sometimes that's winning so you can get where you want to be. But this is the first case where it's losing. Now, had the Lakers lost, they would have had to meet the Clippers second round.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, what if the Clippers what if the Lakers would have lost right there?
That's when it wouldn't have paid off. But now you look at it as they have to beat the Jazz or Warriors.
Yeah, right. In your situation, you have the Warriors beating the Jazz.
So then they'd meet the Clippers Jazz. Clippers Warriors. Yeah, second round. So I mean,
they would get lined up with a 5, 8, and then play the Lakers as a 7.
Shit. And that's good position. That's what I would want to be in. But, people are going to be like, tanking, you're soft, whatever. We're going to take the chip anyways. I don't care.
But I mean, Luka, he's gonna do some crazy stuff this round. You know, that's not gonna be enough for them in the series. Obviously, I don't think anybody has the Mavericks winning the series unless Paul George comes out like Pandemic P again, hitting the side of the backboard, doing all this. You know, he's gonna come out there and just.
He gonna remember that one time they played the Lakers and he threw it to the right.
But it's I think it's gonna be a good series. If it's like the bubble last year, with Luka making all these game winners and everything
on the Black Lives Matter logo.
They had Kristaps last year too, though. But I think it's the Clippers all the way.
No, because think about it, how close it was when they had Porzingis. I think this was probably gonna go 7, but I think 7 or 6.
Yeah.
Six
I think
at least
5, honestly.
I don't know because I mean this Mavericks team is really unpredictable sometimes.
Yeah, it is unpredictable. I do feel that.
But I think Luka is gonna play good. Porzingis, the Clippers could have lost that series last year in the first round, but I think this Clippers team is a different team. Rondo, Ibaka. Ibaka is a better addition than Montrez, bro.
Yeah, definitely. All
All
right.
I got the Clippers.
Yeah, I got Clippers too. Celtics, Nets. I think we both had the Nets here. We just talked about the Celtics.
It's just a matter of time, man.
Nets. It's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be a good series. I think it's gonna be a 4-0 sweep.
I'll say gentleman sweep. 5 games.
Okay, 4-1. Okay, and then Nuggets, Trailblazers.
This is gonna be a good series, I think, too. Dame time. I
don't think they're gonna pull this one out, but I think this is gonna be game.
Dude, I got the Trailblazers in this one. Hear me out.
Okay, I'm with you, but this Nuggets team, they got good depth.
They got good depth. It's gonna be like, what is Michael Porter Jr. gonna be like?
That's what I'm saying.
Is he gonna take that next step?
Yep.
Yeah. But shit, Nurkic is healthy. The Trailblazers are healthy, and I think Norman Powell's a great addition. And Dame time, Game 7. You remember the
Blazers wins? I like the Blazers, but
yeah.
I think I just have to pick the Nuggets here, man.
This is gonna be a lot like remember the semifinals when the Trailblazers and the Nuggets played? Yeah. So many overtime games in that series. It's gonna be like that, man. It's gonna be a good series, I think.
All right, let's shift into the Lakers Suns. This is a matchup everybody's talking about all year. Suns have never lost to the Lakers. Yeah, I think that's right. I think they played. But Anthony Davis and LeBron were out game 1. Anthony Davis was out LeBron was out game 2. So that's kind of proof in the pudding right there.
Yeah.
A lot of people on the Lakers, so I think the Suns are feeling a little. But how would you feel to be the Suns coach of the year, winning all these games, and you got to, face against the Lakers?
Is the same position as barely making the playoffs and playing like the Lakers.
Exactly.
They really didn't. It's just, but I think
do it over.
Chris Paul is gonna, he's a great competitor. This is gonna go 6, I think.
Man, I would love to see the Suns win this round.
Yeah, me too. I'm rooting for everybody against LeBron. That's what I do every playoffs.
But it's the Lakers, man. It's LeBron in the playoffs. It's like the Brady effect, man.
Yeah.
Can't bet against LeBron James.
I got the Lakers in this, but I'm saying it's.
Yeah.
I think I could see the Suns. They got home court advantage. I could see them stealing a game or two. Cause shit, we saw last night. Anything can happen. You see a Warriors team that not a lot of people had seen them in the playoffs. But they hung with the defending champions, yep. And this Suns team is a lot better. And Devin Booker, man.
Hey, Lakers in 7.
Shit, remember the Suns? They went undefeated in the bubble.
They was getting you know what I'm saying? Suns were going crazy in the bubble, man. Just on and off the court. But all right, let's go. Let's go, Hawks and Knicks. It's great to see the Knicks finally in the playoffs, man. It's great news. We've been following the Knicks all year. Look back at our previous episodes. It's what is it? It's Knicks over 500. Knicks make the playoffs. Knicks this, Knicks that. We've been talking about Knicks all year. But the Hawks are on the other side. They have a great bench. They have Trae Young. I mean, who you got in this one?
The Hawks have so many shooters, but I like the Knicks in this. I think their defense is going to play well. I think Derrick Rose, his veteranship, he's been here. He's been here before, man. This is the playoffs. And I think he's going to go crazy. I think Randall, I'm excited to see what he does in the playoffs,
Definitely.
But,
hey, MIP.
And then RJ Barrett, too. He's a young guy.
Yeah,
but
he can't be playing like he did against the Lakers the other day, scoring 2 points.
Nah, he can't be doing that shit. But I like the Knicks in this one. I think home court advantage. Garden gonna be going crazy.
Garden gonna be open, yeah.
I think Spike Lee in attendance, man. We need him there. But I'm going 6 with this.
Yeah, I'm going 5. Knicks in 5.
Ooh. Yeah, because I don't know. Trae Young, Hawks are kind of young.
And Trae Young, he's not gonna get all those fouls he gets because whenever he shoots into people shooting in the fouls. They're not gonna call that shit in the playoffs.
Yeah. Nah, they're not. We've seen some fouls last night that they didn't call.
Yeah, Trae Young not gonna be seeing 3 rims, man. Best believe that. All right, and then let's go with Sixers versus the Wizards or Pacers. Sixers in 4.
Yeah, whoever they're playing.
Unless Westbrook can steal a game.
No. If they play the Pacers, I think the Pacers can steal a game.
Yeah, but I think Westbrook could probably steal a game. Unless it depends on Bradley Beal's will.
Yeah, Westbrook got to have crazy numbers that night. But
people do every game.
Hey, but both teams both teams don't have a big man that can play with Embiid. So
exactly,
Embiid gonna have 40 every night. Barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken alert. All right, and then the last game for the first round. Is the Warriors or Grizzlies versus the Jazz? And we all know what's going to happen if the Jazz play the Grizzlies. We all know that. But we expect the Warriors to win. So let's say Jazz Warriors. Donovan Mitchell practiced on Thursday. First time in a while. So that's the big impact right there. So what do you have 1 versus 8? Because we remember the last time the 8 beat a 1. The Chicago fans try to forget that memory. That was going down, but sad day, man. But what do you have 1 versus 8?
All right, now if it's the Warriors, if we get the Warriors team that played last night, and then maybe Oubre comes back, I'm taking the Warriors.
Nobody care about Oubre, man. Get out of here.
Oh man, don't do my boyfriend like that. No, I'm playing. No. I'm taking the Warriors over the Jazz in 7. Cause the Jazz, I'm not sold on the Jazz, man.
Nobody is. We've been talking about this whole year. It's like,
but this is they're a good Jazz team. Don't get me wrong.
Good regular season team.
Yeah, but Steph Curry, man, who's going to guard him? You got Joe Ingles, Bogdanovich, whatever his name is. But the one thing I know is the Jazz. They're gonna be shooting. They're gonna be shooting. I think it would go 7, but I think the Warriors have a lot better chance than the Grizzlies do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Grizzlies, John Morant, it isn't even going off anymore, man. Dylan Brooks is going off.
Who's Dylan Brooks? Nah. Shout out Oregon, bro.
Oregon basketball, man. Like, what are we doing?
But if the Warriors meet the Jazz, I got the Warriors in 7.
I would love to see the Warriors win, but I think it's just the Jazz, though. Like, I don't see the Jazz coming all this far to lose in the first round. Great team, great bench. They got 2 guys up for 6th man of the year, Joe Ingles or Jordan Clarkson. So that's crazy. Like, Jordan Clarkson averaging 18 off the bench. Like, some starters aren't even doing that. That's crazy thing about right there.
But like you saw last year, how the Nuggets and the Jazz, Nuggets were healthy too, at the most, and that went 7 games with Donovan Mitchell not having help. He barely had Mike Conley sometimes. So I don't know. The Jazz are fully healthy, but I'm not gonna bet against the light skin man. All hail Steph Curry.
Yeah, I got the Jazz, though. You got the Warriors. So it's going to be definitely a good round, to say the least. Yeah. Now let's get into our NBA awards. I'll start off MVP. I think this is obvious for most people, to say the least. Some people have Steph Curry, though, which is crazy to think about because he had that good week where it was like 07 Kobe kind of week. But it's the Joker, right? It's got to be the Joker.
Now, If Embiid would have played more
That's a different
games,
thing. That's like a lot of people though. Like LeBron was hurt this whole
yeah,
time.
LeBron played more
He'd be a
games.
third team member.
Even Harden, if he played more
Harden,
games,
that's what I'm saying. Harden could have won MVP. You know, he was out for a little bit. You know, the Nets taking off all these vacation days and everything. But I think it's got to be the Joker though. He's fully
yeah,
healthy.
he had a great year. You know, what do you think about Nick Wright saying Joker would be like the worst MVP in NBA history though?
Like if they asked a trivia question like 10 years on the road, I don't know if I can get this one. I'll be honest. But like, I see where he's coming from though. But like, that's not like, I don't think that's what he meant to say. But
Yeah, but they be at first things first. They be saying shit to get the ratings.
they be saying that's that Fox Sports mentality.
We don't do that here on Six Man Blitz. We say
man.
stuff because we love sports.
Joker, he had led the league in double doubles, 55, but he averaged double doubles, so it's kind of, and he is player efficiency, 31.28, which is top 10 all time. So when you have a top 10 when you lead a category, top 10 all time, like points, efficiency, like stats like that, MVP.
Yeah. What do you think about people saying Chris Paul should be MVP?
I see where they're coming from though, because they show that statistic where it's like before and then after Chris Paul, it's kind of like a fucking haircut where they show a dude looking bogus, and then they show him. It's kind of like what Joe Barb did the other day.
He clowned my ass.
He didn't even do that. He said I should have taken the before picture. That's messed up, man. That ain't right. But it's it's good though. It's good that they show that before after, but like he doesn't have the numbers for it.
Yeah, his numbers are bogus, but I don't know. It's a Chris Paul effect. You get Chris Paul. Yeah, it's kind of like LeBron, but the stats ain't there.
Valuable leader. Let's make that a word.
Yeah, for sure.
Goes to Chris Paul. All right, sixth man of the year.
Patrick Williams.
We were slacking on using that. So but Jordan Clarkson, though, you agree?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah,
but honorable mention, Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose did not come on the Knicks would be in the play-in tournament, I think.
That is a good. But a lot of people have been saying Joe Ingles, which is crazy because Jazz have two players from sixth man of the year, which is.
Bro, if I saw Joe Ingles down the street, I would not know he in the NBA.
I would not know he in the NBA. Exactly. I saw him shooting at the local, YMCA. Like,
who is this dude? He got a shot, man. Going back to your 9 to 5 after this.
Jordan Clarkson, like you said earlier, 18 points off the bench. That's insane to think about.
Shit. Everybody who's ever been on the Lakers that was bad there just dips, does good. Kyle Kuzma, you're next, man. Leave, get out of the Lakers while you can. Have some all-star numbers.
Definitely. All right, so let's go. Most improved player got to be Julius Randle. I don't think anybody's close.
Julius Randle, yeah.
Like, I don't think he's close. They had the Knicks as the 15th seed by ESPN going into the year.
2% chance to win to make the playoffs, bro.
That's disrespectful, man. Julius Randle turned it around. He's made everybody around him better. It is Tom Thibodeau effect, though. He got snubbed Coach of the Year, I think, easily.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have the most MVL on his team, most valuable leader, than Chris Paul. I'm gonna start saying.
Yeah, Chris Paul is like a assistant coach on the court.
But so I think it's like easily Julius Randle. I don't think anybody. Yeah. I think everybody has Julius Randle winning.
I mean, Jeremy Grant had a great year, but nah, it's Julius Randle because the Pistons were ass this year.
I don't think they can and then let's go to our own award. So we've been talking about this all year. We started off talking shit about who Kelly Oubre, who he got traded. That's how I was thinking about Kelly Oubre, and then he played like shit, and he started playing good. So we made this award called the Couch Potato of the Year. You got to give it out every year. We start off with some dude that is supposed to have a good year or better year, supposed to be one of the best players on the team, ends up playing like shit, pretty much playing like terrible. And I think we've had some candidates. Eric Bledsoe was second on this list.
Yeah,
we tallied it up. But number one, Al Horford, They didn't even want to trade him. They said just don't even show up at this
Hey,
point.
clock out. I'm gonna need you to clock out
Hey,
work
I'm
today.
gonna clock out them. Hey, his key card didn't even work to get in the hey, did I get cut? Nah, man, they don't even want you to play. But they'll still pay the contract though. Agent of the year. But how Al Horford is easily couch potato of the year. They didn't want to trade him. Nobody wanted to trade for him. Thunder couldn't get any picks out of him. He probably didn't even know he's on the Thunder. Al Horford is like couch potato of the year though.
Congrats, Al Horford, man. Hey, but watch him next year drop like 20 a game or something. Because that's this couch potato award effect. You take it personal and you just make it your mission, man. I'm not going to be couch potato of the award next year.
Couch potato of the year goes to no other than Al Horford himself. All right, now let's get into closing remarks. What you got, man?
I know you guys, if you've been on Instagram a lot, and you hear Kwame Brown. That's a name I haven't heard for years, man. Bonafide scrub, as some people call him. Stephen A. Smith, you know. But he came back to the surface after all of the Smoke podcasts, a podcast I recommend you guys watch. Matt Barnes, Gilbert Arenas, Jeannie Buss, and Steven Jackson were talking about Kwame Brown, and, you know, he took it personal. 5 days in a row, IG Live, YouTube channel going up. He's got like 30K followers just after these couple of days. And it's like, damn, I don't want to mess with Kwame Brown. I mean, dude, if you've been hearing the stuff he's been saying, shot after shot. He told Matt Barnes, he was like, is Derek Fisher your kid's stepdad or their mentor, man? I'm like, damn.
You gotta go that far.
Damn, he's like, you're supposed to be like Drake. Light skin taking people's girls, but you getting your girl took. But nah, all seriousness, man. Kwame Brown, man, uplift him. He comes from a family of people that are in jail. You know, every one of his family members, they've killed somebody. So you know where his intentions are. So let that man be. Give him his little fame now and then, but
Black Air Force One energy. All right. Anyway, closing remark got to be Tony La Russa, terrible manager. You don't even watch baseball, but you probably heard about this.
I saw it on ESPN the other day. I was like thinking about it. Everybody's talking about the Sox. I'm like, what is going on?
Unwritten rules, and he's not even backing up his own players. And you remember Mercedes hit a bomb up 14-2. It was 2 outs in the ninth inning, up 3-0. he hit a bomb off a position player. He was throwing like 40 miles per hour. And that's probably shouldn't have done that, but who cares? Keep swinging 3-0. Yerman, we're behind you. And then they threw him at him the next day, and the manager said he didn't have a problem with that. It's like, bro, what? You don't have a problem with that? It's your own player. That's messed up. But he's like 78, man. I don't know why he's managing.
Yeah, his ass is old as shit.
And nobody.
He reminds me of
White Sox Twitter blew up that day, man.
A Bolingbrook linebackers coach, Coach Core, my man. Shout out Coach Core.
All right, what you got for song of the week?
I got, J. Cole album dropped on Friday, I believe.
Let's make J. Cole?
My Life, featuring 21 Savage. The dude came on, I think his name's Moray or something, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but Heat. What you got?
This 21 Savage, J. Cole duo looking like Scottie Pippen and Jordan. This guy's looking like it now. But my song of the week, Lil TJ, No Oppositions. Got to go a little bit on the SoundCloud.
Hey, where can I check that song out at?
Hey, it's SoundCloud, man. I'll send it to you. It's Heat. You know what I'm saying?
I bet that.
But that's all we got for you guys today. It's a little longer episode, but we had to talk about all the NBA predictions, go game by game, which is – we don't normally do that. So it's good to finally do that. Go game by game, go award by award. Couch Potato of the Year. A logo coming soon for that award. It's going to be up on IG soon. You know, we're going to be in the studio making that award, you know what I'm saying? But, so that's all we got. Zack Pearson. Go follow him on Twitter, Zack Pearson. But make sure to subscribe.
For all the latest Bears updates.
Make sure to follow Man Blitz. Subscribe to us. Help your boys out. We're up to like 122 subscribers now. We're growing. getting that fan base, getting those
Hey,
blitzers.
road to 1,000.
Hey, getting those blitzers up. That's our fan base named Blitzers. Like we're a reindeer.
Blitzers.
Hey, but just hit that plus button, subscribe to us. It means a lot to us. Come a long way. But you got anything else for the people, man?
Like I said, check out the shirts. We're gonna we might be partnering with J Inc. for another giveaway soon, if she lets us.
No comment. But
Shit, we got so many subscribers off that.
Yeah.
Off that little giveaway we did.
Yeah, that we did. Yeah. Hey, but that's all we got for you guys today. Peace out.